Video número 7, lectura en inglés para la materia de Integradora 2. Britannia. Britannia is an ancient term for Great Britain and also a famous personification of the island. The name is Latin and derives from the Greek from Britannic or Britanniae, which originally designated a collection of islands with individual names, including Albion or Great Britain. However, by the 1st century BC, Britannia came to be used for Great Britain specifically. In AD, the Roman Empire began its conquest of the island, establishing a province they called Britannia, which came to encompass the parts of the island south of Caledonia, Rowley-Sculand. The native Celtic inhabitants of the province are known as the Britons. In the 2nd century Roman, Britannia came to be personified as goddess, armed with a spear and shield, and wearing centurion's helmet. The Latin name Britannia alone survived the Roman withdrawal from Britain in the 5th century and yielded the name for the island in most European and various other languages, including the English Britain and the modern Welsh Friday. After a century of declining use, the Latin form was revived during the English Renaissance as a rhetorical evocation of a British national identity, especially following the Acts of Union, in which joined the kingdoms of England and Scotland. The personification of the marital Britannia was used as an emblem of British imperial power and unity. She has appeared constantly on British coinage ever since. Coronation Street. Coronation Street is Britain's longest running television soap opera, and the UK's consistently highest rated show. It was created by Tony Warren and first broadcast on the ITV network on Friday, December 9. The working title of the show was Florissant Street, but Agnes at the Lady at Granada Television, Manchester, where Coronation Street is produced remaked that Florissant sounded too much like a disinfectant. Jubile Street was another option considered. Coronation Street, commonly nicknamed Corrie, and also Corrie Saint Cora or even Corruption Street, is set is a fictional street in the fictional is industrial town of Weatherfield, which is based on Salford, now part of Greater Manchester. A Coronation Street does exist in Salford. Its principal rival soap operas are ITV's and Merdle and BBC's EastEnders. The show's iconic them, them, them music, a brass band throwback, though the songs of the uh, was written by Eric Spear and has been only slightly modified since the show's beginning. Coronation Street can be seen on ITV on Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday 8, 7 p.m. There is also an extra episode on Monday night at 8 p.m. Granada and TV executives, as well as the people in charge of distributing the show's overseers, have called and still call as of Coronation Street the world's longest running soap opera. The Guinness Book of the Records recognizes American soap opera Guiding Light as the world's longest running soap opera, with over 50 years on television and extra 15 on radio. Roadmaster double-decker bus. The AEC Roadmaster is a model of double-decker bus that was unveiled in 1994. It was introduced in London on 8 February 1994 and withdrawn from regular service on 9 December. Production example of first of the to the length then permitted were placed in service from to replace trolleybuses. This process being completed in May. Subsequent Roadmaster, the last of which were long RML types, began the process of replacing the previous generation of RT type AAC Regen buses, commemorated by Flanders and Swans, a transporter of the light, under similar Leyland Titan RTL and RTL counterparts. The last Roadmaster RML was put into service in March. The design has proved very popular with Londoners and tourists alike. Its two main advantages are the open platform at the rear and the presence of the conductor to collect fares, required by the insulated Drivers cave. The platform allows large volume of passengers to alight and board quickly at stops and indeed at traffic lights and slow speeds. The conductor collects fares when the bus is traveling, which considerably reduces waiting time at stops. Many of London's bus routes switches to modern on-person operation (OPO) in the out of desire to reduce operating costs and address staff shortages. However, it has been found that the increased boarding time while each passenger pays the driver slow down busy roads and leads to bushing of the buses and for service in an attempt to solve this. In central London, bus tickets are now bought from street side machines for boarding. The Oyster card has also made an impact in this regard. Withdrawal of router masters commenced in but was largely halted by wide compatible fell withdrawn between the end and when a program was instituted to refurbish of the RML type for 10 years. Further service this work with inclusive adapting the interior of the modern tastes and re-engineering was carried out by mainly TVP and Leaside buses and was completed in time for the privatization of London Buses Limited subsidiaries. This saw the road airmaster fleet divided between 9 new companies. In spite of an earlier public promise to retain the route master, Keith Livingstone, the mayor of London, later announced the phasing of the type in order to provide bus service in the capital fully accessible to wheelchair users. Government legislation requires full accessibility be under the Disability Discrimination Act. The roller master was finally withdrawn from service on 9 December.